family. This is Mika Coleman with Tax Deed and Overage Education. And today I'm going to talk about three simple steps to starting an excess proceeds and how most people miss number two. So make sure you stay through the whole video because I feel like these are like the most three important steps that I find most beginners miss. And as well as, as you listen to other videos on YouTube, but they really don't go into details in compliance. So if you have any questions, please put them in the comment section. And if you think this video is valuable at the end, please don't forget to click that like button or subscribe to my channel. So I'm going to get right into this. It is a hands-on type of video and hopefully everything will work out fine because all these applications oftentimes change and I'm in Loom and I'm like, okay, I've never seen this before. But anyway, I'm going to get right into the video and just bear with me because normally I like test a video, but I was like, you know what? I was like, this year people are gonna see the back end of like how everything works. I'm not gonna like try to preset anything. So stay with me as I go through this. This is step by step of someone that just wants to use YouTube University to kind of learn about this. Now there are some intricate details, but I'm gonna get right into like the list. Now, if you watched my video YouTube channel on just excess proceeds, you'll already know that all lists aren't created equal. So what I always tell people, even like specific details, is this. So I basically tell them, I'm going to just open up Google and I tell them to type in their county and then ask for excess proceeds. So I live in Collin County in Texas. And so pretty much I just tell people to do that first of all. Now, there are some caveats to this, you guys, because number one, it's easy to find counties that have lists, but you have to know, okay, is this a tax deed state? Just so happens Texas is a tax deed state. I'll get into detail why I don't do Texas, but just for the sake of this video, I always tell individuals, start with your county. It's like the easiest thing you do. So I say, choose three counties. I chose my county and I'm going into Collin County excess proceeds. So I click that. And as you guys see, they have county auditor unclaimed property. And what I'm looking for is an excess proceed list. I see excess funds, Texas County. I don't really see anything for Collin County. I'm not really surprised because they don't really they have sheriff sales, but I really don't see a lot on Collin County, like just the list. But the whole point of this is when you type in a county, it's going to bring up all these other counties, which oftentimes takes me down a loophole, y'all. Because like, as you can see, they have excess proceeds, but this is January 2024, which is a little dated. We'll get into, that's number three of the three steps is you want to know the redemption period. So 2024, 25. So like this list, if it's in Texas, it's too late basically. So I'm going to go and like I said, I didn't see anything from Collin County, but oftentimes when you type in your county, other counties will come up. So here's one, and it says that there's one updated as of 1/29/2026, which is really good. So just for the sake of this video, I'm going to click on this because the whole point, step number one, is finding a list. You got to find some leads. Now there are a plethora of leads, you guys. So I'm going to just click on this because I'm like, this is a new county, never heard of it. And the list is pretty new. What I do teach in my mastermind, I do try to find relevant lists so that you can literally have all year to collect, or the year prior. And so because this is Texas, there is a 2-year redemption period, which means that we have till 2028 to collect on this one. So as you guys can see, this is the excess proceed list, and it's in an Excel spreadsheet, and it already shows that some are already pending. Like, for example, I always tell people, don't take my word, just first step, look at a list. This is the income potential you can have right here. You can just focus on the 212,000 or the 93,000. Now, for the sake of this video, as you can see, these are already pending claims, but there's one for 72,000, 47,000. So this is the first thing you want to do, is find a list. Okay. Now, after you find the list, I'm just going to go in brief detail of this. Let's just see, this says legal title prior to sale. So this is really a good list, you guys, what I would call a good list, because it gives you the names And the whole point of getting a list is you got to know who you need to call to help get this money, right? So like this one actually says this is the legal title holder prior to the sale, which is really good. So that takes away half of your research where some lists may not even have that. So this is what I would consider a decent list because it kind of give you the leads and it gives you the address. So literally you don't have to go and do the research. You can literally skip trace these people and find out if they have collected, which this is telling you that half of these people haven't collected. However, hold your horses, stay till the end because there is a caveat. This is just step number one, is finding the list and then seeing if this list is easy or not. Now, this is a good beginner's list. Why I say beginners? Because it gives you all the information. It gives you the name, it gives you the address. It's like you could go to Fiverr and you could skip trace this and boom. However, hold your horses. The second thing, just because you find a list, you got to ask yourself, is this list third party friendly? So that is the second step. So I'm going to go back to this county. It's collierclerk.com. So I'm going to go back to where I researched. And now I'm going to go into, I'm going to just type in Collier County because they had a list. Okay. So remember, I showed you step one is finding the list. The second thing you need to do, which most people miss, most beginners miss this, is the county third party friendly? So just because you have a list and you see that they have that there's still money to be collected, before you go any further and get excited and you try to skip trace the list, you need to find out if this is third party friendly. So I'm going to go right here because it looks like it says tax deed surplus and it says you must submit a notarized statement. So I'm going to go here and let's see if they're going to give us some information. So in addition, documents supporting your claim are required, yada, yada, yada. You're the person entitled to the surplus funds. So this really, honestly, is giving you step-by-step on what you need to do. It says you may claim funds from our office free of charge. People, they'll always say that. And it says paying a fee or percentage of the surplus for assistance from a third party is not required to submit. So this is kind of like wanting us to eliminate, but this is what we're trying to find out is if this county will allow third party, and it's still loading. So how I go about finding if it's third party or not, let me see. Let me click over here on the forms. Surplus claim form right here. So this is a really good county, you guys, because it's giving you everything. A lot of these counties don't do that. And honestly, like I said in the beginning of this video, I did not like pre-rehearse. I'm like just literally going off the cuff. Okay. So I like this because not only did it give me the form, but I'm going to go back to this. It also gives me the instructions. Okay. So you can have the instructions on how to file, but we're going to go to the claim firm because remember, number one is finding a list. Finding lists are easy, but that's not where you want to stop. The second thing you need to do is find out if it is third party friendly because you don't want to call all these people and then you can't claim for them. It's just a waste of time. So I'm going through here and I'm looking through the claim form. So just give me a moment. So this is for lien holders, like if there was a lien on the property, and this is for the title holder. Now I am looking for, so this one doesn't, let's see, claims that are not filed on or before close of business day. A person other than the property owner who fails to file a proper and timely claim is barred from receiving any disbursement. So this lets me know, normally they'll have, okay, so they do have a contact name. Now this is what I would say like a vague claim form, but it doesn't say that you can't file for this as a third party. Because this form is very vague, like this kind of gives me some clue. It says contact name if applicable. So I would have put like my name on here. but I would call the county for clarity just to make sure that this is third party friendly before I do anything else, because you don't want to start calling people. And then this right here kind of lets me know. It says a person other than the property owner who fails to file a proper and timely claim is barred from receiving any disbursement, which leads me to number 3, is that you gotta know the redemption period. Okay, you guys, I think a lot of people in the or if they're trying to do this on their own, there are some intricate details that you should know. So I'm going to just recap the 3 simple steps. 1 is finding a list, but don't get too excited about finding that list. Number 2, after you find the list, you want to see if it's third party friendly. Third party friendly means people like you and I, everyday people, can file these claims on behalf of someone else without an attorney, without a degree, without a license, just everyday people, okay? You want to know if that is possible, because you don't want to call these people and then you find out that you can't claim it on their behalf. So that is number 2. And then number 3, it says it here, right here. It says a person other than the property owner who fails to file a proper and timely claim is barred from receiving it. So number 3 is you want to know when the claim expires. What that means is every county has a statute of limitations of when you can file these claims. So I always tell people, great, you found a list. Woohoo! Now find the claim form. So I'm just out of curiosity, you guys, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to look at the surplus instructions. And let's see. Excuse me. Let's look. In addition to the above, if your claim is an estate, also provide any probate. See, this is really good. This is giving you all the little intricate details. Like, so this lets me know if it was like an heir, or if it says estate of and the person's deceased, they're letting you know that you have to do probate documents or a summary administration, which is another intricate detail that I teach in my class or my course about probate and heirs that you have to know. But I'm trying to keep these videos short and sweet. But I do like this, you guys, because it kind of gives you the instructions of everything that you need. Now, oftentimes they don't care about the legal description, y'all. All of this, don't worry about. But let me see if I could go back to the list. Where's the list? Because it was asking for what? Oh, wait, here's the list. This is actually a really good list, y'all. Oh, here goes the list. What I was going back here to see is, okay, so they do have the tax deed number. So I was just going back to right here where it says the TDA number, the date of sale. I was trying to show you guys the list to see if all of this. So this is actually a really good beginner's list for you guys that are watching this, the 3 simple steps. Y'all, this is a good list, y'all, because it's giving you all the information you need to buy it. The only thing that I have not located, which if y'all want to use this, y'all can use this. This is like that simple. So it even gives you the legal description, it gives you the property ID. So this is like a good beginner's list. Like, it has all the information. You don't even need to do the research. You just gotta, basically skip trace and then find the people. So I'm just gonna recap the video. What I was wanting to show you, number 1 is find the list, right? Number 2 is seeing if this is third party friendly. And you could find this by the claim form, which kind of like, it shows that you can do this third party, but just, I'm always over cautious. I will call, but I'm more than likely sure that you can file in this county as a third party. So that's number 2. And then number 3 is the redemption period. And I believe the state is 2 years. And as I said in the beginning of this, it shows this is listed January 29th, 2026. Oh, but so this, you guys, it even gives the 120-day deadline. Now, some people that are not in this industry, they'll tell you you only have 120 days. And trust me, baby, even the county workers don't even know what they're talking about, because they'll be like, oh, it's over 120 days. 120 days are only for the lien holders. Okay, you guys? So don't worry about that, because this overall state is 2 years. Now, before I end this video, I wanted to give you another intricate detail, but I hope you guys got the first 3 steps you need to start in this excess proceed. And for by all means, and for whoever's watching this and you are a doer, hey, tackle this list. It's that easy. It's got 379,000. Half of it is already the claim is pending, but there's still a lot of good ones. I mean, you could make, you could make some really decent money, especially like these small ones. I would do like I would charge like 5,000. You could do flat fee, you could do a percentage. It's whatever you want to make at the end of the day. It's your business, right? But what the most important thing I wanted to tell you, I started off in Texas and then I found this one. So that's as easy as this gets. There are some minor details that I don't want to go into, but this is what I do as if you wanted to do my mastermind, right? Instead of you having to research and Google and figure everything out, I find the list. I often do counties that I've done before and I lay everything out for you. I even skip trace for you. Literally, I'm just teaching you step by step. Of course, I give you homework so you could apply the knowledge, but you get to use that county for the entire year. So if you're interested in my mastermind, I do have one coming up on March 10th of 2026 where you don't have to do the research. It's kind of like I do everything for you. You can click the link in my description and sign up, but for those that want to figure it out on their own, just know that there are some compliances and minor details that you do have to go into. But I just really wanted to keep this video short and show you 3 simple steps that you could do today. I really believe in doers taking action, and when I say this is like one of the easiest lists you could like jump on right now and start working, this is a list. So I hope this helped. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. If this video was helpful, please click the like button. And if you like my content, don't forget to subscribe. Happy investing, you guys.